Okay, now we're going to talk about the stage 2 lower control arm. We're going to start at the outer end, and we'll talk about this ball joint boot again. We supply a urethane ball joint boot. Now again, this is not a hermetic pressure seal. It's the ball of grease that the boot contains that keeps out the water and the dirt. Don't worry about it. This lip feeds a little grease out. It's not a problem. The second thing that a lot of people get in trouble with is they forget to look at the instructions in the drawing that explains this spacer you see. Now this aluminum spacer's purpose is to raise the castle nut enough that you can use the cotter pin properly. Sometimes people forget to remove this. They put the spindle on directly on top of the spacer rather than under the spacer, and now this won't allow the taper to lock into the bottom of the spindle. So you may be thinking you have worn out ball joints that are brand new. It's not that. You haven't assembled it correctly and the taper can't bite. Eventually it can ruin your spindles as it chucks around in there not being tightened up right. So again, this spacer goes on after the spindle under the nut. This hole is used to mount up the link on your sway bar. Now in some cases the sway bar mounts from underneath like a mid-70s Chevy pickup. For the most part these mount on top. This is your urethane mount for your spring. The cut tail of the spring ends here where my finger is. It has to be out towards the ball joint. And the flat part of the spring goes up on top inside the shock tower. There is no insulator in the shock tower. It doesn't require it because we have one here. And again, the urethane bushings. These are prefabbed with graphite impregnated in the material when they're molded. If you feel like you need to lube them, and you really don't, silicone only. Anything that's oil-based, hydrocarbon, WD-40, white lithium grease will kill these chemically. It reacts with them instantly. They'll come hard as a rock and break. If your power steering is leaking, power steering fluid does a great job of turning these soft. So if you got leaks, you got to fix them. Okay, now how this mounts. We made a change. For many years, we had a separate tube inside and outside the crossmember with a welded gusset. Well, it was fairly tricky to line those up, and then you had to go back through and ream the hole when you were done. Okay, so what we've done now since I think 2015, it's a one-piece CNC machine, very heavy wall tube that's inserted through the crossmember and welded internally before we box the end of the crossmember. So now we don't have to have any outside welding, we don't need a gusset. So the way this goes is, the longer straighter arm goes to the rear, which keeps your ball joint on the axle center line, and we're almost ready to put the bolt in, but we didn't do an important step. We must use NICs. It's important on a grade 5 bolt as we use with this type of control arm. It's critical with stainless and nickel plated arms where we use stainless fasteners. Even threading on that nylock nut by hand will often lock in the threads with stainless like you can't believe, and you will be ruining bolts. So NICs, slide this through there, and then all you've got to do is at the end, get that lined up for you there. Many times like this, it's a tight fit. You'll probably need a hand. Well, sorry about that. Or a nylon hammer. And when you tighten these, all you do is tighten it up until the washer won't turn anymore. And a half a turn is preload is all that you want. No need to get gonzo, no air guns. Thank you. Now we'll talk about the coilover arms.